All right, guys. Part 2, underlying competencies. Well, a small business analyst working with IT may possess skills related to IT development. That makes sense. Such as programming, creating database, creating a system or solution. Architecture, software testing experience, or other technical skills. However, development-related skills or technical skills are not necessary for a business analyst to be successful with an IT environment. These skills are good, but they're not necessarily successful. It is important for the business analyst to have strong understanding of the detail required within a requirements package to support technical solutions, as well as understanding of what is technically feasible within the constraints of the organizational technical architecture. So it's more important to understand the limitations of software and be able to connect it to the actual technical requirements necessary. Because ultimately, what are you kind of trading off for the sake of something else? I feel that's where they shine, actual business analysts shine. These skills will enable the business analyst to work with all stakeholders to design business solutions. It's important for a business analyst to have strong understanding of detailed requirements within the requirements package to support technical solutions, as well as understanding what is technically feasible within the constraints of the organization's technical architecture. These skills will enable a business analyst to work with the stakeholders, to which a business solution framework will also allow the technical team the flexibility to design a technical solution. Right? To climb, you need a ladder to climb maybe 5-10 meters, okay. But to climb a building, you don't need a ladder, you need stairs. That's basically it. Business analysts use influencing and facilitation skills when working with stakeholders, negotiation skills, and frequently used with working with business and technical staff to come to agreement and decision and solution with either in budget, time, or architectural impact conflict with the desired business outcome. Systems thinking is a crucial competency for business analysts practicing in an IT environment. Systems thinking supports the ability of the business analyst to see the larger picture, including any other applications or technical aspects which may be impacted, the details of the specific need and possible technical solution. Systems thinking also supports the ability to identify impacts to people, processes, and software which are not necessarily directed change as part of an IT development effort, and to analyze the risk and possible outcomes of those impacts. Right, so systems thinking is the crucial competency for business analysts, especially in an IT environment, because you're building a system. And building a systems thinking is split into 3 pieces, basically, of what are the flows and what are the stocks. A stock is where something kind of is built, where something is, and a flow is where it goes to. And the functionality, because every stock, in order for it to go somewhere, it needs something to help it move. That's the system. There's this, there's the direction or directions, and there's basically the different parts that are filled. So you start with a database, that's a stock, but you call to get data out of it and you put data into it. So it's filled and it's retrieved. What calls and what builds, and the more you understand how the business is structured, the more you understand how basically the software could be built. 11.3.5, impact on knowledge areas. So this section explains how specific business analysis practices within information technology are mapped to business analysis tasks and practices. All right, so it's the same, right? It's the impact on knowledge areas. Each knowledge area lists techniques relevant to the IT perspective, techniques used to the discipline of information technology, do not deviate to any great extent. Techniques are found, in the BABOK guide, chapter 10. It is not intended to be an exhaustive list of techniques, but rather to highlight the types of techniques used by business analysts while performing the tasks within the knowledge area. All right. Yeah, let's get ourselves comfortable. Business analysis, planning, and monitoring. Are they the same knowledge areas as 11.2? They are. Right? Planning and monitoring, elicitation, collaboration, requirements, lifecycle, they're the same. They're the same everywhere, right? Elicitation and collaboration, requirements, lifecycle management. Let's go through them, yalla, why not? Business analysis approach is fundamental communication tool which can be used to identify sources required for a business analysis work and to ensure adequate time for the analysis effort. A well-defined business analysis plan integrates into the overall project plan and provides business analysts with the opportunity to define and schedule the business analysis activities for the project. Many organizations have some standards and processes in place which may identify certain analysis tasks and deliverables. If these are not in place, the business analyst identifies these tasks and deliverables based on the need for the specific initiative. So it's important that the context of the analysis work is understood. This includes understanding of the interoperation of the software systems, business processes, and the data that is passed from one system to the next. Changes to any single system or process that may have a ripple effect that brings additional systems, processes, or stakeholder groups into the scope of the initiative, right? Because we're talking about knowledge areas. So if an organization has standards and processes in place, we might be able to use them to identify what's going on, what's wrong, and how basically they've been doing it before, maybe enhance it, change it, shift it, whatever the fuck we want to do. The IT business analyst may embed within the software team. This approach allows may be embedded, as in like, the IT business analyst goes into the software team, allows the business analyst to become quite knowledgeable about specific software processes supported by the software and stakeholder attitudes, like how the fuck does he know? COTS solutions isn't keto over the counter? COTS solution. Commercial off the shelf, sorry, my bad. Commercial off the shelf solution can involve major systems integration efforts, customization, unexpected tasks due to instruction and internal software when planning on the unknown impacts of the customization needs. Like, you're talking to people that have done this before with other kind of like communities, so why the fuck wouldn't they, right? All right. Cano analysis, oh yeah, we were actually like, elicitation and collaboration, information technology changes frequently, affect many stakeholders with distinct relationships in the solution of change. When a change involves an IT application or a system, the technical staff may have expertise, perspectives, or experience that can identify additional impacts to the system, to processes, to requirements and solutions that are defined. For this reason, it's beneficial to have at least one elicitation session with IT technical personnel, such as a development or technical design staff, and business SMEs in the same room at the same time. This type of elicitation approach provides a platform for collaboration between technical and business teams. Like, anytime there's going to be a change, man, you kind of like call people that are involved. Wow. It's the first time we've heard this in this fucking book. First time, really. A business analysis practicing in an IT environment may utilize any of the techniques identified in the elicitation and collaboration knowledge area. Additionally, the following methods can be a great benefit of information technology discipline. One, investigation, using organizational process, asset, market research, competitive analysis, functional specifications, and observations. Simulations, using statistical modeling and mock-ups, and experimentation, using proofs of concept, prototype, alpha, and beta releases. So simulations, basically statistical modeling and mock-ups. Experimentation, proof of concept, prototypes, alpha and beta releases, and A/B testing. Alpha and beta releases, the first alpha release is for within the system, for within people that are like limited, like you guys test. And then beta testing are people that are kind of like extended outside the system for like more public uses. Information technology changes can be seen as a distraction or cost of business stakeholders. The changes may not be perceived as mission critical if the stakeholder is experiencing negative value from the change. Of course. It's like telling somebody, oh, okay, if this is hurting you, maybe I should stop, right? This can make engagement elicitation challenging. Elicitation across organization boundaries may be embedded, causing collaboration breakdowns and rework. IT business analysts can decrease the risk of rework and engage information technology and business resources in collaborative activities. And here are the techniques that you can use. Workshop, cases, scenarios, whatever. Requirements, IT lifecycle management. IT initiatives frequently experience major discoveries while creating the change. It is through the exploration of the business analysts discover the implications of the new functionality provided by the solutions. A sense of discovery in IT environments has led to adoption of short cycle times, which is basically agile and continuous improvement. Rigorous change, control, capability, maturity, model integration, and predictive. Interesting. You can actually create a model for its maturity, and yes, and kind of see like, if we reach this, then we're approaching maturity. And externalized information technology software as service has the cloud service. Business analysts working in IT particularly pay attention to alignment approval, change control, traceability, and requirements lifecycle management tools. It's the role of the business analyst to work with stakeholders to develop a consistent method to reviewing evolving requirements to ensure alignments with the business objectives for the initiative. Of course, it's the business analyst's job to do all of this shit, any of this shit, every of this shit. Many cases, changes to be approved requirements are driven by changes to higher level requirements such as business objectives. Business analysts collaborate with stakeholders to ensure the requirements are stable before proceeding to the solution or technical requirements. Yeah, you don't jump into conclusions. When changes to requirements, you don't get excited, actually. Sorry, that makes more sense. All the complexity of an information technology environment grows. It becomes increasingly important to track each change, to each requirement between requirements. I'm assuming traceability is also part of the actual business analysis job. Traceability that includes dependencies and relationships among requirements makes it easier for stakeholders to understand what is changing about the IT system and predict impacts on additional changes. As technical systems are changed over time, it is helpful when each version of each requirement is stored in some way and accounted for. Traceability makes it possible to find the source and owner of each requested function and feature, as well as why, when, and how it changed over time. The history is important for ensuring that the requirements are complete and that the approval requirements is a sensible decision. When the change work in the IT systems are audited, regulators and other interested parties can understand what happened and when and why. This is especially important for audit purposes when an application manages, like in documentation, my guys, right? Like, this could always be simplified to documentation. But human intervention for each transaction, and for instance, the process functionality is not delivered or implemented by the IT system, which is why it's dropped from the scope of the implementation, right? Like, when did we decide something is important? What are the factors of the decision are important? And the reason we do that is so that next time we have something similar, we understand where it came from, or we understand how we're doing it, or whether we're doing it or not. Correcto? So strategy analysis. With an IT organization, strategy analysis focuses on the technologies and systems, business units, business processes, and business strategies impacted by a purposed change. It is possible that the impact of the change could cause a ripple effect through the other systems of the organization. In order to analyze needs and proposed changes, business analysts seek to understand all the various aspects that may be impacted by the change. There's the current state analysis within the IT initiative include analysis of manual processes, understanding the system technology role does, the data needed to complete tasks, and the other systems and processes that interact with the system. The business analysts plan for a thorough understanding of the current state and a large context of the enterprise as first, and the understanding the scope will narrow the future state as identified. Remember, strategy is basically present state reaching the future state. Once the current state is understood, the desired future state is described. This may be process or capable related to, actually includes how current system functionality is required to change in order to support the future vision and meet the objectives of both individual stakeholders. When the enterprise is understanding both the current and future states, the gap between the two is identified. Yay! Once that aspect of the change scope and desired future state are understood, business analysts assess uncertainty and risk. Uncertainty is clarified by identifying and defining risks, identifying and defining potential risks, benefits, establishing parameters for variance is known process and operations, and exploring the unknown. Business analysts also explore other potential risks, including vendor risks such as their businesses and product stability, impacts to the system's technical environment, scalability of the solution, should volumes of transaction or users increase over time, and additional processes or system changes required based on the change initiated. Now, requirements analysis and design definition. Naturally, these are the techniques we use. So let's recap. Business analysts also explore other potential risks, including vendor risks, external risks, impacts of system technical environment, like servers and basically a war happening, scalability of a solution should volumes of transactions or users increase over time, and additional processes for system changes required based on the change initiated. Now, requirements analysis and design definition. It is important for business analysts working on IT to understand and clarify the term design. Many IT organizations think of design only as it applies to the design or blueprint of a software and technical change. Okay, this one's important because a lot of people just really think of design as shape. Within the requirements analysis and design definition knowledge area, the term design is viewed more broadly and more business analyst point of view. Designs are usable representations that focus on the solution of the understanding on how value might be realized by a solution of its built. Literally, it's how the system acts and how it connects with each other. It's a flow, it's a diagram flow, right? Remember, we talked about them. We talked about them in which one of those techniques? I think mind mapping. Oh. Not mind mapping, sorry. Process modeling. That's it. This is a flow chart. This is basically you're designing how the system operates, the flow from A to Z. This is a business process model and notation. This one's a flow chart, basically like plus plus. A nerdier version of it, remember? And this is basically an activity diagram. It's like where there are plots and splits. And role 1, role 2, these partitions make sense because that's how kind of like movement happens. Just wanted to show this to you because I love you. Right? Because of what? I love you. Love, love, love. All right, so technical environment, scalability, okay, I think we're good. Is that it? Okay. Business analysts here basically like within requirements, analysis and design definition knowledge area. Designs are usable representations to focus, which is basically the flow chart and the actual business model notation. For example, a model of potential process improvement, whether impacts utilizes IT or not, as well as user interface layouts, blah, blah, blah. So it's from UI to how the data translates. All of these are designed. Business analysts elaborate business and technical requirements, break down and define stakeholder needs, and identify the value to be realized by stakeholders. Once the technical solution or change is implemented, they elicit, define, and analyze business and stakeholder requirements, and also define, analyze, and model solution designs. They define requirements to a level of technical detail that will be used as part of a solution design and input into technical designs. This elaboration will include both functional requirements and non-functional requirements. For some change initiatives, the definition of non-functional requirements could define all business goals for the change efforts. Fuck me, right? All right. Business analysts often rely on other change agents to produce technical designs for software solutions. A systems architect, programmer, database manager, or other technical experts are often needed to determine how to use the technology. Like if I'm designing a system, there's also like technical parts of the system that maybe require technical designers for it. IT business analysts define process steps. business rules, screen flows, report layouts, defining requirements to include detailed functionality of a system. The business and business process is a crucial part of the solution design and does not separate analysis and design. Here we're talking about functional and non-functional solutions, man. And the idea is you kind of like, all of them need to be incorporated, because like in the functional solutions are a lot more, this does this here. Non-functional solution is more like it has to do this here in a way that this does not get impacted, or this still feels good, right? I don't know. As part of requirements analysis, an IT business analyst may partner with another business analyst in different focus, such as enterprise business analyst or business architecture, to ensure that the IT requirements align to business or organizational strategy. Requirements analysis and design definition frequently involve documenting requirements using words and pictures in some cases. Requirements may be represented in other ways, such as proof of concept, working software prototypes, or simulations in all cases. The business analyst works to produce documentation with sufficient and appropriate details. Like seriously, this is, I think it's frustrating me because like it kind of like, it keeps coming back. It keeps coming back to the whole like, with everything you're doing, you kind of have to like create the documentation for it. Like, what did you do and why were you doing it? The business to verify, the business analyst works to produce documentation with sufficient and appropriate details for the business to verify and validate the requirements, developers to design from, and the testers to measure the solution against before it is implemented to a production environment. Right? You need something for the business to verify and validate the requirements. You need documents for the developers to design from, and you need documents for the testers to measure the solution against before it is implemented into a production environment. That's basically it. Next is solution evaluation. Solution evaluation focuses on a solution component and the value they provide within an IT context. This includes a focus on the interactions between multiple systems within the change and the surrounding environment. It is important in the surrounding environment. Multiple systems within a change and the surrounding environment. It's important for the business analyst working in the IT discipline to understand the context and the solution of how changes within one system or process can impact other systems within the environment. Everything is related, everything within the business, within the enterprise is related to everything, correct? Yes. So as long as our basic duties as business analysts is to connect those. These impacts can add negative or positive value to the other systems, therefore impacting the overall realization of value for the change. One aspect of solution evaluation within an IT context is software testing or solution testing. Testing or quality assurance ensures that the solution performs as anticipated or designed. Amazing. And it meets the needs of the business and stakeholders who requested the change effort. The business analyst works with the quality assurance testers to assure that the technical solutions will meet the business needs as defined by the requirements and other business analysis deliverables. Testers utilize testing methodologies to plan, develop, and execute tests. The aspect of solution testing generally focuses on complete process testing, including across systems, and ensure end-to-end solution quality and accuracy. Business analysts work with stakeholders to plan, develop, and execute user acceptance tests to ensure that the solution, so even tests need to be planned ahead and need to be like engaged with and organized for the sake of understanding what the people are. Yeah, all right. Business analysts make themselves aware of the rationale of implementing an IT solutions and how the rationale works and create solutions value. The value created, the value realization is commonly associated with the better support of business processes and procedures. It's like when you realize the value, how value is translated and transferred, then you'll be able to basically better support the business processes. Businesses and technical objectives are associated with benefits and value realization, which are measured against defined metrics used to evaluate success. Requirements should trace back to the objectives, and this traceability provides a foundation for solution evaluation. The analysis of solution performance focuses on technical systems and how they provide potential and actual value to stakeholders. Business and technical objectives are associated with benefits and value realization, which are measured against defined metrics used to evaluate success. Requirements should trace back to the objectives, and this traceability provides a foundation for solution evaluation. When a large organizational change contains an IT element, and its IT solution evaluation can contribute to broader benefits realization activity associated. Fuck you! One sentence. When a large organizational change contains an IT element, an IT solution evaluation can contribute to a broader benefits realization activity associated with the whole change program. So solution evaluation contributes to the broader benefits of realization activity associated with the whole change program. As part of solution evaluation activities, a business analyst may work with a team of complete tasks, such as assessing solution limitations and assessing the impact of such limitations. The business analyst may support and assess technical testing efforts for all or a portion of the developed solution. Oh, we're done. So a part of the solution evaluation activities, a business analyst may work with the team to complete tasks such as assessing solution limitations and assessing the impacts of such limitations. And the business analyst may support and assess technical testing efforts for all or a portion of the developed solution. Like, you know, again, just a whole lot of choice, man. As part of the solution elicitation activities, business analyst may work with a team to complete tasks such as assessing solution limitations and assessing, like, you know, when you're done planning, it doesn't necessarily mean you're done. That's basically it. Intense shit. Yeah. Amazing. All right, next is business architecture perspective. I'm going to enjoy this one. I think I'll take my time with it.